Hi, I'm Andrew Cresses, and I'm going to teach you how to be a happier, healthier person. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start with the story of a guy named Chip. Then I'm going to explain the lessons to be taken from Chip's story, and how we can all use these lessons to lead more fulfilling lives. Now, on to the story of Chip. This is Chip, just your regular average guy. He has a wife named Marla, 2 kids named John and Ashley, and a dog named Roscoe. They live in a nice house with plenty of space for the 4 of them, but occasionally Chip and Marla will get tired of the house and they will take the kids and go on vacation. Chip works as a lawyer for a large firm in the city. He does good work for his firm, and he earns a good salary and healthcare benefits because of it. He doesn't really need them though. Chip rarely gets sick or injured. In fact, no one in the family ever really does. Things always seem to run very smoothly for Chip and his family. They live in a nice neighborhood, with lots of space for the kids and Roscoe to play. John and Ashley go to one of the best schools around. They do well in their classes, and Marla does well in her job. She works as an accounting executive at a successful business that is just down the street from Chip's office. They carpool to work every day. Sometimes Chip drives, and sometimes it's Marla. They have a nice car that runs well and rarely has any issues. Chip's job usually runs smoothly as well, and there are rarely any problems that he can't handle. Chip has a great lunch every day. Sometimes he goes out to eat at restaurants near his office, and other times he packs his own. Chip always finishes work on time, and he never really has to bring any of it home with him or stay late at the office. After work, he and Marla drive home together, and they pick up the kids at their after-school program on the way. They're almost always on time because they never really seem to struggle with traffic. When they arrive at home, Chip and Marla will cook dinner while the kids do their homework or play with Roscoe or their friends. Sometimes they'll order out and Chip will get to watch his favorite TV program or read a book instead of cooking. Every once in a while, the family will go out to eat at a local restaurant instead. On the weekends, Chip will fill his time in different ways. He might drive to the park and engage in his favorite hobby of piloting remote-control boats around the lake, or he might just stay home. He may catch up on his favorite TV programs, or he might just do some work around the house. Sometimes he takes the family on trips into the city or off to the mountains. Chip leads a very simple and successful life. Things always run very smoothly, and nothing ever seems to go wrong. He has a great family, a nice house, and plenty of free time. Chip's seemingly perfect life is the envy of all his colleagues, yet he's never really happy, and none of them can see why. Nothing ever seems to be wrong with Chip's life, but to him, nothing ever seems to be right. Everything is fine with his career, and he does plenty of fun things with his family, but to him, things just feel empty, and he can't seem to see why. Chip suffers from moderate depression. In fact, nearly 1 in every 10 Americans does. It's a serious problem in today's society, and to some, it seems unavoidable. Life just feels empty, and you can't seem to make yourself happy. It's a miserable existence, but the medicine to treat it seems even worse. Antidepressants don't always work, and they have some pretty horrible side effects. Highly increased risk of stroke and thoughts of suicide are just 2 of the awful things that come with taking antidepressants. Unfortunately, there doesn't really seem to be another option. But maybe by studying Chip's story, we can find one. When we start to really analyze Chip's life, we can see a few distinct patterns that are prevalent in the lives of many Americans. It seems perfectly normal that Chip drives to work every day and fills his free time reading books, watching TV, or piloting remote-controlled boats at the park. Chip carpools to and from work every day with his wife. He always finishes his work, and he has a great lunch every day. Every evening he spends quality time with his family, often over dinner. On the weekends, he regularly takes day trips with his family, and they go on fun vacations whenever he and Marla manage to get off work. At first, all of these things seem perfectly normal, even ideal. But when we really start to think about it, there's some serious problems. Chip does plenty of fun things, but they're all pretty lazy things. He gets almost no physical exercise. Chip may spend lots of quality time with his family, but it's only with his family. He leads a very solitary life. These are problems that a lot of Americans have. Research from the CDC shows that nearly 80% of Americans don't get the recommended amount of aerobic exercise, and nearly 30% get none at all. A study done by the Pew Research Center shows that 29% of Americans know very few of their neighbors, and nearly 28% know none. Daily exercise has been shown to greatly increase overall happiness and reduce the risk of developing depression. This is because it increases the production of new brain cells, and an increased production of brain cells means an increased production of the brain's happy chemicals, endorphin, oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. Getting involved in your community makes life much more fulfilling. Volunteering is a perfect way to help others while also helping yourself. It's a great way to relieve stress, and you will make new friends while you're doing it. Getting to know your community means that you'll have a supportive social group there for you should you ever need it. Whether you suffer from depression and are looking for help, or are just looking to lead a happier, healthier life, there's hope, but you have to start getting active. Run to work, pick up a sport, or play outside with your kids. If you don't have time for any of these, just try and get in as much aerobic exercise as you can, whenever possible. Don't be afraid to reach out to other people just because they might not accept you. Volunteer organizations are very welcoming. If volunteering isn't your thing, join a club or try to make some new friends. Start with your neighbors, or if you have kids, start with their friends' parents. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Your new friends will always be close by, and they'll be there for you if you need them.